You perceived Japan to be one of the cleanest countries in the world. Your perception is legitimate. The asphalts of the streets of Nagoya are far from betraying your thoughts.
Nagoya is a very big city. Economically, so third city, big cities in Japan. Tokyo is number one, and also Osaka is very big. And then Nagoya is always, have a status of the third one.
This is Nagoya, the capital of the Aichi Prefecture, Chubu Province, with almost 4 million people. The third most important city in the country, with plus 126 million people by the last United Nations count.
In Nagoya, so we have many events, and then so people are invited to this city.
I've been in Japan for the past 4 years now. I came in 2015 under the MEC scholarship program. It's a scholarship program provided by the Ministry of Education, Science, Sport and Technology. It basically provides funding to people who want to come and study in Japan. So that is what brought me here.
Japanese are some of the most environmentally friendly peoples in the world today. And this lone Cameroonian student studying at the Nagoya University for plus 4 years is a perfect testimony of that assertion by the nature of his school work here.
Currently, I'm studying international development. I'm in the second year of my PhD program at the Graduate School of International Development, Nagoya University. Basically, Graduate School of International Development is an interdisciplinary school that we study development issues about the international community. We learn about what is going on and try to come out with implications for policy recommendations for various governments, international organizations, civil society. And my research is based on the effects of the law banning plastic bags in Cameroon. You know, in our country, in 2014, plastic packages were banned. So I want to evaluate the law, what has happened, what is the current situation, and what way forward we can do to better keep our environment safe.
The young Cameroonian has also had time to appreciate other values of the Japanese people buried in their centuries-old traditions as a civilization.
One thing that I appreciate very much about Japan is the hospitality. It's called omotenashi. It shows it's a sign of respect for other people, kindness, politeness. In everything they do, they try to respect people. This is something that I really appreciate. They are very welcoming. The culture, I appreciate that very much.
And it is with that Japanese hospitality which welcomed plus 400 delegates here in Nagoya to attend the Universal Peace Federation Conference on Pacific Civilizations held at the Nagoya Castle Hotel, named after one of the most emblematic shrines and cultural monuments in the land of the rising sun, so jealous of its mannerisms.
新千年の扉を開く人類文明史の大転換期。私たちはどのような時代的メッセージに
The Universal Peace Federation is an affiliate body of the Unification Church with roughly 3 million followers worldwide, with a key mandate to promote peace, through humanism, perceived through the lenses of their founders, the Moon family.
Well, we must be more active in proclaiming the message that Christ has come to establish among us, and to work towards that through education, through the family, as we have been discussing, through the family. That is a vehicle for us to come to the goal that Jesus Christ has set for us. And that is our message. We want to, through the Bible is the message, God's word in the Bible. We must be respectful to that word, and we have to make it practical and livable in our community.
The assembled delegates are first entertained by the peace melodies of the Little Angels of Peace from South Korea, where the Moon family established their religious philosophy plus half a century ago. One of the enduring principles of the movement is spiritual tolerance, and the mounting on the rostrum at the same time by leaders of at least 4 different belief systems is an eloquent testimony.
も賢き狼の前にかしこみも咲くこたび世界平和実現のために
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
The gathering, addressed by several world leaders, focused on the unity of the family and the tax facing Pacific countries.
In that sense, I'm so grateful to Dr. Moon for continuing to show her leadership in trying to develop a path to peace for the whole world. And I think this conference is important. It occurred to me to try to drive home for the people who are not here today why this is so important.
Essentially, family is the root and is the base of humankind. Everything starts within a family. When family are healthy, you have a healthy society, you have a healthy nation. But today we can see the disintegration of family structure. Today, people don't care anymore about the family. You will have, especially among the youth, they make babies outside of marriage. All this kind of thing. And also we have a big phenomena of polygamy in family, one man having many wives. Now, Dr. Akjahan Moon and his late husband are advocating the fact that a family is one man, one woman, and obviously the children, according to God's plan and principle. You take the Bible, you take the Quran, right from the beginning, God created one man, one woman, the powerful God. If he wanted one man, many women, he was going to do it right from the beginning. Then that is the fundamental and the real structure of the family.
The event is making us aware, more aware of the need for us to come together to work together for the peace among peoples who are God's children. And that is why Jesus Christ came.
The matron of the movement, who calls herself the true mother, Dr. Hakja Hanmun, tasked attendees to denounce nuclear proliferation, war, family disunity, and called for human solidarity in challenging times like our world today.
We have gathered here to put our heads together and share our wisdom. In particular, the reason why I convened the Japan Summit this time is because thinking of God, our Heavenly Parent, God, our Heavenly Parent's earnest wish is a world of lasting peace. And as we advance in this dispensation to achieve this objective, we know that there are certain historical issues that must be resolved.
I think we're seeing the rise in this region of the Chinese hegemon. China has long wanted to project a power in the region, and now I think they would like to expand and go beyond that. So that's one problem. I think the North Korean issue, their bellicosity, that's another issue. I think, and the fact that they keep, for instance, doing missile tests, that we're trying to see what's going on. I think also what you've got going on is the relationship between Japan and South Korea today, where pretty soon they will no longer be sharing intelligence. That agreement will expire and they're not going to renew, at least as of today as my talking to you. I think the issue of Russia and Russia's desire to expand or renew its previous power position. So they have some issues there, and they're starting to work with China as well. So you see that there's this turmoil that's going on. We haven't even talked about economic issues, trade issues that are going on. Who's going to control the South China Sea? Who's going to control the minerals and the shipping lanes that go where you have just some of the most massive amounts of goods that are flowing around the world through?
Go back in October, 74 years. And imagine in October of 1945 what Tokyo or Nagoya were like and what Seoul was like. And remind ourselves that peace can be very fragile. That the dangers of us once again sliding into war are very real. And that every generation has to find a path to solve the problems before they degenerate into war.
At this conference, the peacemakers came out with the Nagoya Declaration, which inter alia requested for a strengthened international system to wall ills like climate change, war, conflicts, exploitation, and embrace each other as sons and daughters of the same living God. More than 400 delegates attended the Japan Summit and Leadership Conference organized by the Universal Peace Federation, and at the end of the deliberations ended with this declaration called the Nagoya Declaration. Humanity has reached a critical turning point as global civilizations meet the face unprecedented challenges leading to global instability, which is further exacerbated by the use of power politics to change the status quo, as well as by a resurgent nationalism, which heightens fears of armed confrontation. We understand that the future of humanity will be greatly determined by the direction taken by the energetic Pacific civilization and by the extent which it can realize a free and open Asian community. And so, participants here in Japan and Nagoya in particular agreed to formulate a workable strategy to make peace more and more a reality, especially in a fragile area like the US, South Korea, and Japan, knowing the missiles, which of course has always been an issue of contention, especially with North Korea over the years.
I think what this declaration is making the point that we're facing everything from environmental challenges to military challenges or challenges to the independent nation states. We're facing every kind of threat to energy and war, and there's this notion of crisis and conflict that we're seeing happen in the world today.
One of the key features of this event has been the presentation and award of the Sun Hak Peace Prize for 2020. From Africa, there were laureates, including the President of Senegal, Macky Sall, for contribution made significantly in respecting good governance and the promotion of law. And another winner, especially the inaugural part of the Founders Sun Hak Peace Prize, has been to celebrate the centenary anniversary of the creator of this movement, and went to former United Nations Secretary General and former Foreign Minister of South Korea, Ban Ki-moon.
The Sun Hak Peace Prize was started by Dr. Hak Ja Moon. Now we are going through the 4th edition. Last year, Adesina, the president of the African Development Bank, and Aris Darie from Somalia won the award. And basically that award is there to encourage people that are living for the sake of others, people, the leadership that are really caring of others, not about themselves, that are doing a positive thing for humanity. Now, this year laureate, as you saw it, there is Ban Ki-moon for all his great achievement when he was the General Secretary of the United Nations, especially his engagement in trying to save our planet Earth.
This was the first press conference by the matron of the Universal Peace Movement to journalists globally, and was essentially to announce the laureates of the 2020 Sun Hak Peace Prize.
The committee that was put in place selected about 86 candidates from 49 countries. At the end of the day, President Macky Sall of Senegal is one of the winners, together with a religious leader also who was working ceaselessly to bring all religion together as one family.
And the family remains one of the key elements of the cardinals of the Universal Peace Movement.
about 20,000 couple coming together to vow, to pledge fidelity, loyalty to one another. Then those kind of family can go through any kind of difficulties. That was the essence of the gathering yesterday.
At the Nagoya Sky Expo, more than 40,000 people gathered to have their unions blessed in this festival of the blessings, with the matron at the forefront. The choreography displayed by the children attest the disciplined life philosophy being handed to them to develop a society of values, peace, humanism, concord, and equality, and above all, the fear of God.
그때 예수님을 십자가에 달리는 그 광경을 보시는
One must visit area and monument in Nagoya, Japan, with an annual tourist surgeon of roughly 30 million people, is at this place, the first nationally declared treasure, the plus 4 centuries old Nagoya Castle, a symbol of samurai Japanese society, a warlike society centuries ago.
Ieyasu Tokugawa, the close relative, stayed here, and Tokugawa Ieyasu is the first leader who ruled over Japan. Before that, Japan was divided. So from Nagoya, Japan, one nation, started.
This is just one of the many touristic sites that make Nagoya the 4th most populated city in Japan, an area of great touristic adventure.
The quality of the build in itself, which is still standing, is just remarkable. And it also shows you that even after being burned during the World War II in 1940 and 1941 or so, even after it was being refurbished, you're able to see the main structure in itself, how it stands out, and how the Japanese still come here to say this is our own and we need to preserve it. We had to even remove our own shoes when we went inside so that we don't damage anything as we walk by. So that is very important. It shows also to see that when people preserve and respect their own legacy, it will come as well to be a tourist attraction, giving us Africans something to think about, so that when we go back home we are able to think more outside the box, make sure we preserve things that have been there for some time, even if it's something that is built today. You never know after 400 years of what it can do to the rest of the public. It can come, it can bring in a lot of tourism, and as a matter of fact, in the process ensure that the economy of that country continues.
A reconstructed structure destroyed during the Second World War. Japanese emperors come here for blessings before they take the throne and command of office, and the design is a perfect illustration of Japanese power symbols as illustrated on these walls, and is a masterclass.
Well, the architecture in itself is just marvelous. It shows you that in the 1600s there were not only real architects, but they were real carpenters. The linings, how the gold was used to carve some of the ceilings, and as well as how the walls are painted. It shows you that people had a thinking of 3D already in the 1600s, and this is nothing new really. And we just need to understand that the industrial revolution comes way back, and if we say we are in fourth industrial revolution, which is looming currently to us as Africans, I definitely tell you that there's a lot of things that we need to go deep, look at back at home, and you might find that we are far ahead, and we just need to make sure that they get out in the rest of the world.
An Edo era construct covering plus 3,000 meters. The interior showcases the charming nature of Japanese architecture, and here there are 24 rooms. The entry requires remove your shoes, smoking forbidden, key elements which illustrate that we are in a typical Japanese holy area, a shrine full of history, symbolism, and a recapitulation of their customs and traditions. The surroundings of the Nagoya castle illustrate that this was a society full of ingenuity. The stones you see were used as a protection against invasion from foreigners, and the canals simply indicate that the Japanese have always been and will remain a society of innovation, full of intellectual potential for centuries. And my trip in this former empire ended inside this magnificent building, which is one of the towering symbols of the Tiger of Asia, Japan.
Hello, bâtiment propre.